Hello and welcome back to my channel. Yes, I hope you're doing all really well. Just recording this before you go at this bruise. I wish I had a really good story for you, but that's the part of life working in freight handling. You get boxes, and sometimes you're not tall enough to get a box, so you reach up and then it falls on you. Anyway, that's that's not what we're talking about tonight. Melissa Caddick, her husband has written us he penned a scathing letter talking about the fact that ASIC dehumanized his wife. So we're going to look at the article from the ABC first of all, and then we're going to look at the court documents because I found them. Yes, I found them. So let's have a look. And then I'll give you my opinion on it, and then we'll finish with where you can leave your opinion below. All right. So we've got the husband of Sydney fraudster Melissa Caddick says no one will ever know whether his wife was murdered as the investigator from the corporate watchdog allegedly removed CCTV from the pair's home. Anthony Coletti made the claim in an explosive letter sent to the federal court last month, whilst court-appointed receivers seek to recoup the $23 million his wife stole from investors. The letter contains several allegations about Isabella Allen, who is leading ASIC's investigation into his wife. She disappeared in 2020, the day after her home was raided. Police believe she's now dead after her foot was washed up. Police have recently sought an apprehensive violence order against Mr. Coletti to protect Miss Allen, a move which has been described as an attempt to villainize him. And that will be heard at the end of this month. In the letter written by Mr. Coletti, he accused Miss Allen of severe negligence and inhumane treatment. Towards his wife, and the reason why he will never know whether she was murdered or committed suicide. There's a reason. The reason there is no proof of Melissa's disappearance is because Isabella Allen removed my CCTV recorder from my premises, leaving it both unsecured and unprotected. He claimed that Miss Allen abused her position of the power during the ASIC raid at the couple's house the day before Miss Caddick disappeared. She was not under the supervision of the AFP. Melissa was dehumanized in front of her son, and whilst the AFP were upstairs enjoying our view and having a merry old time. Mr. Coletti, who works as a hairdresser, also accused Miss Allen of laughing at him when he explained during a meeting that his wife could possibly be deceased. Miss Caddick was under investigation at the time of the disappearance for posing as a financial advisor, using money from investors to buy real estate, jewelry, cars and goods. One diamond ring from Century Jeweler cost $300,000. Liquidator Bruce Gleason said Miss Caddick's fabricated documents to make investors believe shares in their names were being held in particular accounts, which was not the case. Liquidators are now trying to recover money for her dozens of victims, but Mr. Coletti claims they are simply trying to defame him and his deceased wife. Melissa lost investor funds trading on the stock market, which is clearly visible through her Australian Concept trading account, he alleged in his letter, which was released today. Other documents also made public by the federal court today detail Mr. Coletti's objection to the sale of the pair's multi-million-dollar home. Emails show his refusal to allow liquidators to access the property. Given the childlike and bullying nature of your lawyer, I do not feel comfortable with having your firm in my home, he told Mr. Gleason in an email dated 20th of November. Given all the above, I refuse any further inspections on my property. Mr. Coletti soon compromised and allowed Mr. Gleason to attend alone, but did not permit photos to be taken. He continues to fight for the property, which was paid with stolen money of the investors. But earlier this year, his convertible was sold. So he is saying that he's implying that she's legitimately lost the funds. So he, in my opinion, it seems like he's in some sort of denial about this fraud. So there was a whole pile of documents released today. So some of them are from February. This one's from March. This one's a March. In fact, this one's dated today. I haven't looked at that one yet either. We might look at that one. But the affidavit that they're talking about is this one. And this is the solicitor, and he's complaining that this solicitor is bullying him. Now, what I have found interesting is that it seems that Mr. Caddick's ex-husband, Anthony Caddick, it's interesting that she married Coletti, but she didn't change her name. She kept her previous married name. There's lots of things about this case I'm not really understanding. So we've got to go to about 200. Yeah, so we'll start at 221. Sorry, 220. Okay. So there's a letter. Yeah. So he's talking about, the lawyers are talking about objections to the property, taking possession on the property of Melissa Caddick, including her jewelry. He's objecting to her jewelry, Edgecliff property, and Dover Heights property being sold. You've not provided any supporting evidence that you have a legal, equitable claim to these assets by way of purchase, funding or otherwise. Your continued objections and failure to provide any meaningful particulars of your claim mean that our clients have no choice than to commence proceedings in the federal court. So then, Michael, your client's whole case is based on lies. What your client claimed happened in regards to Melissa spending investor funds did not happen. Your clients are holding facts that clearly explain what happened to investor funds. Melissa is dead. Melissa is not able to defend herself. ASIC, Jones Partners and yourselves have dragged my entire family's name through the mud using mainstream media as your weapon of choice. Based on all of the above, I object to you selling any assets or property belonging to Melissa Caddick, Barb and Ted Grimley, Adam Grimley, redacted, and myself. The only item I do not object to you passing on to investors is the Australian Concept account in which the remaining funds of investors' money is held. Redacted lives with me because it is his choice to do so. As soon as Melissa is officially declared dead and the court allows me to do so, I will become redacted full-time guardian as per Melissa's request in her last will, but most importantly, redacted request. I'll obey Justice Markovic's rulings because I have faith in her findings. So he seems like he does not believe that she did anything wrong. So they've served him with documentation about the receivers. There's the security accounts there. In the earlier pages, he's putting his bank account, trying to show that he did have money because he was taking money out of his account that he said gave to her. Another copy of an affidavit. Okay, so this is, hang on. Yeah, this is the liquidator. Now, so it looks like that they've been able to, in respect, I am concerned as to the ongoing volatility of the domestic and international share markets and wish to be able to realize those shares. So he wants to be able to get rid of those shares. Okay, objections. The objections. So Anthony Coletti objects to all the assets of Melissa Caddick being sold, which I find to be really interesting because I don't know what it is that, see, the parents, I can say I can understand them having a joint share thing, but we've referred to confirming access next Thursday to Dover Heights. Please respond. He says, this is from the registry. He wrote to the judge. I refer to your email below if you wish to make any application in response to any relief sought or intended to be sought by any parties to these proceedings which affect you. You may do so by filing an application. This is what you wrote. Your Honour, with all due respect, I understand this case cannot be easy on you, and I appreciate all the difficult work you're doing. Michael Hayter is harassing and bullying me continuously and constantly. If there is any way you can make him stop, I would appreciate it. I've been through a lot of stress and pain with the death of my wife and losing everything that I had worked for in my 26-year career. I'm also looking after Melissa's son full-time and working privately to afford this, as I cannot work in the public arena the way I used to because of media attention. Therefore, I am not able to earn anywhere near the income I used to. Please take this into account, as I don't have the means to sue Michael Hayter or ASIC for the pain they have caused my family or I. Then he says this, Your Honour, thank you for your reply. Thank you for your recommendation seeking legal advice. All the available funds I have go to supporting Melissa's son and simply cannot afford legal advice or representation. In an attempt to defame my character before Your Honour, one day before your court date on 24th of February, Isabella Allen sought an AVO against me. The last time I saw her was a year ago when she called me into her office to interview me. Whilst I was in her office, I explained to her that my wife could possibly be deceased, and I did not know at the time. Isabella and her colleagues laughed at me during the interview, which they recorded on video camera. I sent her 4 text messages 8 months ago in regards to getting 2 pieces of information to seek government assistance for Melissa's son. Isabella Allen called the police, told them I was threatening her. She did not send me the information I requested for redacted. Instead, she vindictively sent me a copy of Melissa's last will. The police warned me not to contact her, and I've not contacted her since. I wrote music, which mentioned my experiences throughout the raid, and feel that Isabella Allen is trying to silence my freedom of speech by getting this AVO. As well, take away yet another source of income, including my main source of income, hairdressing in a public forum, which is no longer possible due to the unnecessary media attention I have faced. My music is not a personal attack on Isabella Allen, nor do I mean her any harm. The liquidators have been feeding privileged information to various news outlets and television networks on dozens of occasions to defame both Melissa's and now my name in public forum. Here is one example I found yesterday. The liquidators claim that Melissa spent investor funds on herself to buy houses, luxury items and holidays, which nowhere near adds up to $23,500. 23.5 million, is it? 23, I can't even. Melissa lost investor funds trading on the stock market, which is clearly visible through her Australian Consec trading account. The reason Melissa is deceased and you don't have a defendant is because of Isabella Allen, severe negligence and inhumane treatment towards Melissa. Whether Melissa committed suicide or was murdered, Melissa was dehumanized in front of her son. And whilst the AFP were upstairs enjoying our view and have a merry old time, Isabella Allen was not under supervision of the AFP and abused her power, her position of power. The reason there is no proof of Melissa's disappearance is because Isabella Allen removed my CCTV recorder from my premises, leaving it both unsecured and unprotected. I have been through a lot of stress and pain with the death of my wife and losing everything that I've worked for in my 26-year career. I also look after Melissa's son full-time, working privately to afford this, as I cannot afford to work in the public arena anymore the way I used to because of media attention. Please take this into account. So that was, yeah. So this is an article, Shame to drive hire car after liquidate. The husband of fraudster Melissa Caddick told friends he is embarrassed to be driving a hire car after liquidators seized his wife's luxury vehicle for auction. He's been forced to downgrade to driving a hired Hyundai i30 after his luxury Audi R8 V10 was seized by liquidators to repay his fraudster's wife debt. Music producer and hairdresser Anthony Coletti told his friends he was ashamed to be seen driving the white hire car after calling liquidators to complain when they seized his wife's luxury car for auction, insisting it belonged to him and not the con woman who disappeared after the raid by federal police investigating finance fraud. He said it's an embarrassment. He's ashamed to be seen in a hire car and says Melissa never stole any money from clients. She never spent any on him, so why should he lose anything? Mr. Coletti reportedly contacted Liquidators Jones Partners to complain the 2016 Audi R8 V10 supercar cost, which about $400,000 brand new, was his and not his wife's. Pickles Auctions are poised to auction the car, and Mercedes, both registered to Ms. Caddick's private company, Malava Proprietary Limited, on February 21st. We know that they did. Both cars in 6 years have clocked up $24,000 and $33,000 respectively, have given Ms. Caddick's Cond 70 investors hopes of receiving a fraction of the $24 million they collectively lost after investing in her Ponzi scheme. The Audi Mercedes, believed to be Ms. Caddick's runaround in Sydney, are expected to fetch more than $243,000 respectively. So, yeah, so that's the article he's talking about that defames him, him and his wife. So he does not believe that she is a fraudster, that she lost it all legitimately. But the fact of the matter is that Her Honour, Justice Markovic, has actually approved it. So this is a letter about the requesting your availability and consent to our clients inspecting the Dover Heights property 10 a.m. tomorrow. Disappointingly, no reply has been received. And in view of so there's been judgments, as I said. There's been judgments, and so that's what the media is talking about. But there's lots and lots and lots of we've got anything else in here? No, there's just other stuff here. They're just putting every bit of correspondence into the court at the moment, I guess, just to show that it's all there. But as I said, this is the update. So yes, Mr. Coletti is not very happy that and he's essentially blaming ASIC for the fact that his wife disappeared, possibly died, that she has done nothing wrong, that she lost the money legitimately, and essentially his life's been ruined. In my opinion, he's got no thought here for the people that have lost their money, the victims, not even her son has he thought about. Instead, he's been thinking about himself. It's all about him. I can't do this. I can't do that. I can't do this. Let me tell you, Mr. Coletti, not that you'd be watching this, but if you are watching this, do you know that there are men and women in this country and around the world that are in situations where they lose everything? In fact, they actually have to leave their home for various reasons. They have to leave their home, they sleep in their car, they sleep at friends' houses, they do everything, and they have to pick themselves up, and they have to work like a dog, and they have to work hard, and they do it. It may mean you have to give up the lifestyle that you are accustomed to and that you are used to and live a different type of lifestyle for a while. But people all around the world do it. I'm just saying. And, I just hope, everything, the fact that her company was deemed to be a fraud or there's money that's going to be paid back. Someone's going to pay it. Anyway, that's all I've got to say. But tell me what you think in the comments below. There's lots of documentation, lots to go through. But it's very interesting. But it would seem Melissa Caddick's ex-husband, Anthony Caddick, is also living in the house as well. But look, I don't know. It's all just a big mess. But as I said, I'm just finding Mr. Coletti's attitude to be very entitled, and him talking about the effect it has on him without giving us stuff about anything else. I mean, her parents could actually lose the house that they lived in. And they actually contributed money to it. And he contributed nothing to it. You know? Could tell me what you think in the comments below. I'll catch you later. Bye for now.